Well, welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here to the new mining base building guide for the Palworld Sakurajima update, because now we need more than just an ore quarry. We actually have to find a place that has oil. We also have the coal and sulfur mines. Things have changed, but at least the previous mining base was very successful, and now you can have a fourth base on default settings. So yeah, we can go all in on an all mining base and get the insane amounts of plasteel and even palmetal that we need to build out all of this stuff. And if you enjoy the video or it helps out in any way, don't forget to leave a like, share with your friends, comment your thoughts down below, and check out the G Fuel buy one get one 4th of July sale. We got a BOGO on collector boxes and many great flavors. Use my link down below. You're going to need the caffeine and energy to get through all of this grinding, but now we gotta break everything down and move it. So where should you build your new base to make use of all the new mining sites and have the best mining base in Palworld? Well, there is an area on the map that has 3 oil wells, and it really feels like you need to have 3 oil extractors running to keep up with Plasteel, and that's kind of not enough, just spread across many different bases. And if you're already setting up an insane amount of energy production and you have an electric smelter, yeah, this seems like a good area, but in multiplayer, it's going to be very contested. Now, fortunately, across Sakurajima, there's a lot of areas to build bases that have 2 oil wells in them, and there's also a few just scattered across the map, so that's going to be a good place to build as well. Now, the amount of energy needed to run just 2 oil extractors is pretty insane, that even with like random level 3 pals, if they aren't max work speed, you don't really stand a chance. Same thing without like 4 ore zerk, and some of them even need like salad buffs or a little bit of work speed. And that's before we even get to an electric furnace and maybe even a small amount of assembly production. So yeah, you really need to invest a lot to get this going. Now, I quickly broke this base and I want to set it up in a better position to kind of show you guys something that people are doing, but I don't know if it's actually going to like work. This could easily get quickly patched. It could also not be really worth it in the long run, but you can actually put 2 oil extractors on 1 oil well. It's just like pixel perfect, which really makes me think this is an exploit that's going to get patched. Now, there's a clearly visible center point in the oil well, so you're really just trying to like get as close to center as that on like the widest side of the oil well and just barely make it fit. And it's a lot of annoyance for something that really isn't legit anyway, so it's like, yeah, just get 2 oil extractors in the base, try to load it as much as possible for the energy, and then I guess you should just go out and raid the stronghold and get oil for like the immediate plasteel production. Now, it does make sense to have 2 extractors and 2 bases, because if you have any excess energy production, well, you want that to be going into oil extractors, especially if you already have like pal assembly lines and stuff on your main like manufacturing base. Now, when trying to build things for a new base, I build them in my main base that has all the resources, and then I just break it down and put those items into my inventory. Yeah, it makes you overweight, but you can just like transport all the items in bulk that way. So we're going to need a coal mine, which needs 100 coal. We're going to need a sulfur mine, which needs 100 sulfur. We're also going to want a stone pit and a crusher, because you're still going to need an insane amount of palmetal. So it's kind of like working up to having all of the crazy new stuff like the oil extractor and the large power generator. The cold food box also makes it really nice to have a remote base, because, oh, you just put food in there and then you get a high ice pal, and then the food lasts forever. So just bring your salads from your salad base over to here. Good to go, GG easy. And then I want to make a good centralized and accessible mining area. That way the pals can just like easily come in and transport all the items. Then we can put down some storage, and hopefully like the pals don't get stuck on that, but I feel like they might get stuck on that. I want to not use up too much space, but if we just have to like spread this out a bit more so it's easy for the pals to transport, then I guess it's fine. Also, we can do the chest settings, and we can make it to where only ores and stone goes into this. So with better electric pals, you probably only need 3 of them, so that's going to open up some space for your base. And now we can kind of get into how efficient is the mining. So having artisan, lucky, work, slave, Digtoise is going to be pretty awesome, but what if you just like go out and catch some regular Digtoise and you just assign them? Same thing for like any level 4 mining pal. You breed a couple Astagon, maybe one of them is lucky, maybe you got like a little bit extra going on for them, so they have like a little bit of extra. Also, you don't have them condensed, and you don't have them like maxed out on souls, so it's really just like, yeah, salad is going to be pretty awesome. And then what you want to do is get everything set up on the command station. It's kind of a mess in there, but at least it works. And then you probably only need like one pal onto the stone quarry, but whatever you can fit and whatever you've got, the more production, the better. So yeah, having all of your random mining pals assigned, that's going to work. A couple extra Anubis holding the base down, you know, transporting, doing some extra work, and then contributing to the mining site will also be nice. So yeah, that's what one maxed out Digtoise looks like on the mining, on just stone. And then for the other ones, it's going to take some time, but it just adds up. Like, eventually, you're going to have 9,999 coal and sulfur, and then you don't know what to do with all that. And then your ores are going to add up. So, like, the faster you get it done, after a couple hours, it's just completely set up. Then you can break that down and do other money-making stuff. Those are previous guides I've done. But it's like, all right, how does this base look? How does this base run? Current total number of pals set up is 17. I feel like 20 pals in the base is fair at level 25, not kicking it all the way up to 50, not having up to 10 bases. And then we kind of have enough for everything with this, and it really comes down to just having like a really good Anubis, 3 electric pals, and then maybe like a rogue Orzerk that's not like only assigned to the electricity. Because if there's no more power to generate, the electric pals are just going to sit there and not do anything. So it's good that you actually have them doing something. And then we can see with the oil production, it's just kind of chugging along. I haven't moved over any of the facility buffs, so we can get that going, and then we can just kind of like see what else happens. Like if you have 1 or 2 extra spaces, maybe you put that into ranching. You always need honey for cake production, so then that can funnel over into your breeding base, or like any other resources you're kind of lacking on. Yeah, you got a couple extra spots potentially when fully optimized. I don't like all these trees over here, so this is where I'm going to build my hot springs. That way the pals aren't distracted by wood and picking up items. Dang, it might even be worth to have like an extra breeding operation here. Maybe you're like breeding for better mining pals or something. But with the fixed assignment, like yeah, you can just kind of plop something in with whatever free spaces you have. Oh, and I forgot the water pal for the crusher. So yeah, you're not really going to have too much space left unless like eventually you just feel like, yeah, you have more than enough mining stuff going on. So let's get the crusher in, and we can see the base being optimized in action. Then you build a production assembly line too, and you can make most of whatever you want. Gunpowder is charcoal though. So it's like, do you have the one space to put up wood, but then like that just makes the base extra cluttered? Do you just bring over a stack of like 9,999 wood, or even charcoal? Like you just bring the charcoal from the other base, and that's probably fine because you're already transporting tons of stuff. Can make carbon fiber from the coal, so that's really helpful. Then you can build most of what you need to. So now with the oil production, it means you have to dedicate an entire base to just mining and ingot production, and then producing things off of those ingots pretty much. That instead of like, oh, maybe I split it up and I have salad production with my mining base and I kind of distribute things around to my other bases. No, all this goes here. And it is really nice because you can consolidate everything pretty well, and you don't need like the most maxed out pals to still have some really good production. So there we go. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.